Morning, Yuri here from Healthpreneur, taking a walk. Beautiful, humid day. Spring is here. It's getting warmer, even though I'm still wearing my winter jacket. As I've been thinking a lot about one of the areas that I really want to get better in my life personally is focus. I really do think focus is one of the prime determinants of success in life. I was watching this really cool series, I think it's on Netflix or on Prime. Michael Johnson, former US gold medalist sprinter, was talking about, I think it's called Chasing Perfection, looking at athletes and what it takes to get to the highest level. And it was interesting because Michael Johnson also talked about like his daily mantra is get better at focusing. Here's a former Olympic gold medalist worrying about focus. And so he went to this lab in San Francisco and they had this kind of app that looked at brainwaves and stuff like that. And they actually found that he was way more focused than even the best athletes. So it was interesting to see that, like, he didn't even self-perceive as being someone who is a hyper-focuser. Anyways, the reason I share this is because I think we all know in today's day and age, thanks to this thing right here and Instagram and social media, it's very easy to get distracted. And that's a challenge. That's a really big challenge, because what's happened is we've actually trained ourselves to be less focused. We've trained ourselves to be more scattered and kind of jumping on whatever else is coming through our lives, right? Whether it's external distractions or if you're online working, distractions of notifications, social media news feed, all this kind of stuff. And I really think it's actually, it can take somebody who's focused and make them less focused. It's almost like muscle atrophy, right? Of the focus muscle. And I've noticed this myself, because back in the day before cell phones, it was a lot easier for me to focus. Like, even if it was a simple act of visualization, now, like, my big mission for this year is to get back to that level of super clear focus. Because I've noticed that myself have become more distracted and less focused in any given time, probably because of things like checking my phone, checking social media, etc. So I have a saying that environment will always trump willpower, right? And I know this for myself. Like, if there's chocolate in the house, as disciplined as I want to be about not having chocolate, I'm gonna have the chocolate, right? Last night I had 2 cookies and some cookie dough ice cream because it was there. I didn't have to have it, but I wanted it, and it was there. If I had to make it, I wouldn't have done so. So in terms of focusing, really I think there's 2 things here. Number 1 is you have to train yourself. You have to train yourself to focus, and that's why I think things like meditation, using like the Muse headband, can be really powerful for that. One of the things that I do, not as consistently as I want to, but I'm gonna get back into it now, is literally sitting in a chair and looking at a point on the wall. That's it. And I'm gonna see how long I can do that for. If you're doing any kind of like yoga or stretching, is being able to calm your body into just relaxing and not fidgeting and not worrying about the next thing. It's just deepening the stretch, allowing yourself to just be there. And it takes training. So that's the first thing, is train your mind to become more focused. In your work, here's what I do, is I use an app called Self-Control. I think it's a free app for the Mac. It might be $10, I'm not too sure. But it's amazing, because what it does is it blocks any websites you don't want access to for any amount of time, and you can't turn it off, which is amazing. Even if you threw your computer off the balcony and you had to take it to the Apple store to get fixed, it still would be running. So when I'm working, usually I'm turning off Gmail, Facebook, or pretty much all social media sites. Any sites that I know are my distractions, I turn those off. I don't even have access to those for the allotted amount of time. So typically if I'm working, that would have been bad. Car almost got T-boned. Typically if I'm working for 2 hours, I'll set the timer for a 2-hour block. I can't access those sites. And if you've ever gotten to the point in your work where you start fidgeting and start going through the whole loop, you know, like Gmail, social media, stats, back and forth, just because you feel anxious in your work, this is a really great way to force yourself to stay in the work. great book called Deep Work is an example of this. So that's it. Self-Control is the name of the app. It's really good. And there's one more thing I was going to mention, but I can't remember it now. Anyway, so 2 things is train yourself to become more focused. Focus on one thing at a time. Set a timer. Do whatever you have to do to really get your brain to focus on one thing. Second thing is turn off distractions when you are working a certain amount of time to do your deep work, your focused work, and then step away from it. Go for a walk, take a breath of fresh air, do 10 burpees, whatever, just to change things up. Okay, so that's my little thoughts on focus. I really do believe it is one of the biggest determinants of your success. And yeah, I hope this makes sense. Let me know if it does in the comments below. All right, see you soon.